Good.
GM.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Creatress. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, and I was recently honored to curate an exhibition titled Anima Mundi, which is Latin for Soul of the World. And this is the concept that I came up with to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, which is celebrated every year here in the United States from September 15th until October 15th. And it is meant to celebrate all of the contributions of the Hispanic heritage people that have Hispanic heritage, specifically that live in the United States. But for this open call, we actually had people from all around the world participate. So I wanted to bring in as many people as possible because Hispanic cultures are obviously not just in one part of the world. They're all over. And not just that, but anyone from around the world has, almost everyone, I should say, has interacted with a Hispanic culture or some aspect of Hispanic culture. So I think just about anyone can celebrate it, which is very evident in the art that we've gotten submitted and has been featured in the exhibition. So today, I also want to say thank you to One Love DAO and to Object.com. One Love DAO was actually the organization and the group that gave me the opportunity to curate and use their basically their page on Object.com to publish Anima Mundi and have the collection actually under their One Love curation page. So thank you for that. 5% of the proceeds from each of the artworks that are sold actually are going back to the DAO to help support more of these initiatives in the future. So thank you to the artists for being open to that as well. And then Object, obviously the platform where we are hosting the collection, they've been really supportive as well. This collection was on the front page, and they have featured it on multiple of their social media channels. So thank you for that. Thank you to Webby for hosting the open call, and thank you to everybody who either shared it or submitted some art, or who has collected from the collection. Really appreciate that. So without further ado, I'm going to send the mic over to my friend Jose Ojeda here. And he's actually one of the featured artists in the collection. He has some amazing artwork that is included in the curation. So we'll get into that and we'll talk about the art. But first, I want to learn a bit more, my friend, about you as a person, about you as an artist. How did you get started? What have you been up to? What kind of mediums do you use? Please, for anyone who doesn't know you, please tell them a bit about you.
Well, thank you, Creatress, for having me on your show. Thank you for the interview. I don't do too many of these, so this is good. I don't have my perfect pitch line ready of like, this is who I am. So I'll try and give you my best. My name is Jose Ojeda. I grew up in the Bronx, New York. My family is from Ecuador. So that's kind of my Hispanic roots. Let's see. In terms of me being an artist, I was always a creative person. As a child, but more into like Legos, random tools that I would find around the house. I was the kid who would take apart his toys, kind of stuff. So very hands-on. But never, it wasn't until college that I discovered or solidified myself as an artist. That's where I found the title. So I was always creative, but never kind of stamped it as such. And then in college is when I decided to be an artist. And then I went to college, took various courses because you try a little bit of everything, right? And I loved sculpture and printmaking primarily. In terms of sculpture, my medium of choice then and now is brass. So like small, here, I'll show it to you, a little preview, like small metal work. It's very small. Like the scale is very, very small. In college, we had a jewelry studio, and that's kind of where I developed the skill of like cutting. So you cut, we'll get into the process later, but so the medium, sculpture, metal. I've also become a baker since the pandemic, right? I became one of those sourdough people. But then I kept doing it, and I'm baking constantly all the time. Because I think ingredients matter, and I really kind of want to provide that for my family. A little bit more about myself. I am a family man. I'm a father. And I feel like being a dad has become like a core part of my identity and sort of who I am as an artist going forward. I'm sort of right now rediscovering who I am, I guess. I mean, you're a mother as well, and so it changes you a lot, and the rediscovery process is ongoing. So I guess that's an intro.
I love it. That's a beautiful intro. Um, so I'm curious, what just to like double click on a few things, because you said a few things that I thought were interesting. First, you said you took on like the title of artist, or like the label, if you will.
Yeah.
Around college. What made you like what like emboldened you, I guess, to finally take that up?
It's as easy or not as picking your major, right? It's like, okay, you take a few courses, you're interested. All right, you have to declare something. Originally, I was more going to be like an engineer or an architect. But then I was just so drawn to the studio, just the studio practice of actually making stuff, not kind of, conceptually with drawings or plans, but I really enjoyed like tactile, like creation. So I guess that's where that stuck.
So you declared your major like art, studio art?
Yes, studio art
That's
major.
exactly what I studied too.
Yeah. And then after graduating, I actually got my master's. So I'm a master of fine arts, which is
In studio art?
in
Or
studio art. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
okay, see, that's my goal, right? I didn't make it back for a master's, not yet, because masters are expensive. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
It's expensive. Well, it's also time,
Yeah,
honestly, like I don't want to poo-poo my program because it
of
was
course.
but it was wonderful. You don't need a master's, honestly.
Where did you go, by the way?
Stony Brook is where I got my master's of fine arts, and
New York.
in New York. Yeah, it's in like Long Island, New York. Great,
Nice.
wonderful program, wonderful people. I think my favorite part of the master's program was my colleagues. Like, there's nothing like being surrounded by a cohort of people who are creative. You can bounce ideas off of each other. These are your friends,
Oh my
and
gosh.
they really encourage you to create all the time. And I miss that, and I've missed that for years since I graduated, which was like over like almost 10 years ago now.
Wow.
And to pivot a little, all right, two things. You don't need a master's. Like, you just need the drive to create. And I think especially in the Web3 space, a lot of people are finding that people who don't have proper art degrees or art backgrounds can now come in here, explore, find themselves on their own time. And I think that's beautiful, right? You don't need to be accredited to all you need is the desire and the will to create.
I love
Um,
that.
Secondly, the thing I miss most about the master's program was the people, right? And I feel like I'm finally now, like I've been in this space for like 5 years more. And I feel like now I'm finding that kind of energy of creators, through One Love and all our friends. It's like we're hanging out day in, day out on these spaces. And, I want to create more for you guys. Like I'm inspired by everyone, and it just kind of keeps elevating and pushing you forward. And it has that sort of art school vibe that I've been missing.
Yeah, I like that. I have to agree that being in art school, I think my favorite part was the people, and not just because my like classmates were so cool, but just that
Mm,
they were all artists, and we all
mhm.
had this like fresh dream that like we're not gonna do a normal job. Like we can't do it. Like we're all in this together. You know what I'm saying? Like look at us trying to do something that society keeps saying is not really that viable. You know, and
Yeah.
like we're all there, like just working on it. I think that was my favorite part of school too. And I do feel that in Web3 in some of the communities, definitely One Love.
Mhm.
We're all kind of like constantly sharing what we're up to, and that is very inspiring. Like for me, honestly, sometimes I'll get into like a creative slump, and
Yeah.
then I'll go and like I'll open up my DMs and I'm like, oh look, Jose just made something new. Oh look, Superama just made
Sure.
something new. Oh look, Wildy's in an exhibition. I'm like, oh, I gotta get my shit together and like make
Yeah.
something or submit to an open call or something. Yeah. So I really, really appreciate like finding this community, and you definitely are very inspiring to me. Like I think brass, it's brass, you said, right?
But
The metal?
it's small flat metals, copper, nickel, silver
Copper. Okay.
too, but it's mostly brass. I picked brass because it looks like gold because it's
It
yellow. It's a
does.
yellow metal, and so I was very in terms of kind of inspiration. I was very inspired by pre-Columbian um, kind of metal, pre-Columbian gold. And if you ever seen
Oh,
pre-Columbian gold, usually from like Colombia or Mexico, even or the Andes, not the Andes, whatever, Latin America. It's gold. It's like flat gold that they've these ancients have carved or fashioned, and so I tried to model that sort of feel, and so that's why I picked brass because it was the most kind of yellow, and also gold is very expensive uh,
right.
to work with,
Talk
right?
about talk about materials, right? Like
Hmm.
we're not talking about a sketchbook here. Every page is actually like gold, right? So yeah, that could get expensive. Um, yeah, so many things I want to say. I was first, the question of the material that you picked. I mean, that just makes total sense to me because we associate gold with precious
Hmm.
things and value and all those. So I think that's a great like artistic choice there. And then also like material wise, do you feel like um I don't know, like if you had more resources, you would use gold or you would make bigger artworks potentially? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I guess I haven't thought too much about like because silver is more attainable, right? It's still
Okay.
expensive, but it's a lot cheaper than gold by many orders of magnitude. So I could like just use silver, um, but I don't know. I don't think the unless it was a specifically commissioned piece. But then we're entering the world of like jewelry. Like if someone wants to wear something, if you're wearing jewelry, you want the typically the jewelry to be of a fine metal, of a pure
Right.
metal and stuff. But if we're talking just artwork, I don't see there would have to be a really good reason for it to be the pure metal. You
I
know,
see.
it would have to like transcend. Like it's super important that this thing is made out of like 24 karat gold or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. So you don't feel like too limited by that.
No, but
That's
in
cool.
terms of scale, so I'll tell you a little bit about the
Mm,
process. So this is a
yeah.
jeweler's saw. So this is what I used to make the work, right? So it's like
I've
a
seen
coping saw,
one. I actually
and
took jewelry as well in school. So I was wondering if this was gonna be it. This is cool.
yeah,
But for anyone who hasn't seen this, that's a weird looking tool.
it,
You can't
it
even
it's
see the
funky.
saw. Like
No, no,
can
no.
you bring
Let's
yeah, it's like
see.
tiny. Yeah, there.
It's the focus will not work, but it's so small, and that's how it's able to cut the metal because it's just and so you just do that forever. Um, and so I'm limited by this length right here because I can only kind of cut around that. So
Let me
I can't create too large with this.
oh, but are there bigger saws or like
But
industrial
then I'm like,
size?
I could.
But where
I
would you
just
even get
haven't
that?
a giant saw. I don't. But then I don't even know if that's what I want to do. right? Because when you're working at such a big scale, it's like how much of it is you and how much of it is like fabrication. Because I've seen some people have some wonderful fabricating machines where they can just kind of
Like laser cut.
CNC. Yeah, they just laser cut it, and it
How do
looks the
you feel
same.
about that? Do you feel that like
It's not
loses
for me.
something?
I don't think it loses something visually. It's actually more precise and better. It's just for me, I don't feel genuine that I did it. I don't feel like I achieved anything. I did a interview recently where they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure you can get to the point where you just want to like keep mass producing stuff." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not there yet. I don't feel like I have an image." And I brought up Usapata. Like Usapata has his palometas, very iconic. I don't have like an icon yet where I can mass produce it. Like maybe one day it'll probably end up being bread, to be honest. But yeah,
Like a concha. I could imagine a concha or
yeah,
your brioche. I saw you made some brioche. I think it's fascinating though, and I would encourage you to I don't know, try to like keep an open mind on
oh yeah,
the prefect stuff, because like I just think about people like I don't know, like the most famous artists in the world. What is his name? That one guy. His name is escaping me. But anyway, one of like
Coons.
not just one, but like many of the artists that we know
Mm-hmm.
have studio assistants.
Oh yeah, factories.
And not just that. Like I mean, think of Jeff Koons, for example,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's the guy with like the dogs. For anyone who's listening who might not know, right? Like he's the one with like the balloon dogs, right? And like I remember seeing like one that was a tulips, right? It was an installation with the balloons, like these like really huge metal, reflective metal sculptures. Since we're talking about metal, right? And you like sculpture. He doesn't make that. He doesn't have, I mean, he makes it conceptually and then he chooses the colors and the size and the exact way he wants it to look. But he doesn't have hands on that. And then I'm thinking of another artist, actually, not the one I was thinking of, but a different one that just came to mind, who's Pilchuk, who's the glass blower. His first name is escaping me right now, but Pilchuk Glass, right? So he has studios. He doesn't make almost any of the glass blown sculptures that he has. But for example, he's got like I think it was like a $5 million commission for the lobby inside. Is it the Bellagio? I think, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so funny you said that. Now I know who it is. Right? They've seen.
Yes, Chihuly, not Pilchuk. What I'm talking about, Dave Chihuly. It's Dave Chihuly. Okay, I was thinking Pilchuk's glass school, but that's something else. Okay, so Dave Chihuly, right? So he's got a huge installation in the Bellagio, and it's like made up of hundreds of glass sculptures. So he didn't go in the glass blowing studio and make any of them. But you know, he has sketches. Now he makes sketches, and then his studio assistants go and like make something out of it. And it's not always even what's on the sketch. Sometimes it's something inspired by the sketch. So I just like when I learned about that, I was like, I kind of felt the same way that you did. Like there's no satisfaction. There's no like the hand of the artist. But if someone like that can be regarded as one of the best artists in that medium, I think like maybe I don't know, maybe it's okay if you design something.
I think it's okay. I think I'm where I am at right now is I'm not ready, I guess, for that.
Yeah.
Right? So all these artists have, you know, they eventually were hands-on at one point, and then they scaled up once they kind of their concept and their ideas kind of transcended what they could accomplish with their hands and stuff. And so I guess to be ambitious, hopefully I can have some of these ideas grow to that size where they need to be scaled up to have more of a mass appeal. Right. So I'm open.
I could see it. No pressure. Yeah. No pressure. I don't mean
to. So this is art school. We need this. We need to pressure each other.
I'm like, I could see it. I could see your even like this artwork. We're gonna go into start to talking about that. Sorry, we've been I've been asking more questions than I said I would.
I like it.
But I could literally see this artwork like outside a library as like a huge like 50-foot like sculpture, like
Hmm.
on, you know what I'm saying, with its own like little rotunda that it sits on. And it's like, because so many people go and like, you know, work on their homework at the library. But
Yeah.
anyway, that this is just me, and I'm always thinking,
No, but it's true, and it's also like the power of scale. Like I have these things, but they're so small. It's like, so what does that mean? How does it become an artwork? Um, you know, the art world is been a lot about painting, stuff you can hang on the wall, right? Especially in
mm,
terms of value, right? Like, how do you price something? You scale is a great way to price something expensive. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Um, this is good. We can talk all day. Where
I
were
love
we?
it. I love it. I love it. Well, I think the small scale works really well. I may be biased. I'm a small person, and I think small things are amazing.
Mhm.
Um, so, you know, any skill you choose, I think is fine. Okay, so back to this regularly scheduled questions. The next question we're going to go to is, how did you hear about Anima Mundi, about the open call, and what made you want to be part of it?
I'm also part of One Love Art Dao. I recently joined, I'd say maybe this past year. I've always kind of been around, like floating around and stuff, but then you just saw, I was just attracted to the people. Like they're such ambitious and people. And I was like, I want to be part of that. And so kind of worked my way. And everyone's been super nice and encouraging. So I'm like, I love it. I love it here. Anyway, so One Love is always putting on open calls, and more recently, collaborations with Object and Webby. And so then I saw this one for Hispanic Heritage Month, and I'm very like about my Hispanic heritage, like especially in college and afterwards. Like I'm all about Latinidad and like our people, yeah, all that stuff. And so it really, and every year I would want to do kind of Hispanic heritage related artwork, and then being a dad, just being so busy the past several years has been, I was always disappointed kind of in myself that I didn't uh, do anything. Like the whole month passes and I didn't like make new artwork for it. And this year, the perfect opportunity came up. Is like, I'm going to do it. Let's go. I really wanted to. I know you even tagged me. You're like, I want to see Jose make some artwork. I was already secretly like, what can I make? What can I make?
Oh,
Um,
that's amazing.
yeah. So I'm happy that I could make it happen, because creation isn't always easy when you're a parent.
Yeah. Well, I love to hear that. You're the first person who said that. And I feel like we have a lot of similarities, because I also have, every time I would see Hispanic Heritage Month, I'd be like, oh shoot, I should have made something. Like I
Yeah,
love
right.
talking about my
I
heritage,
know.
you
I'm
know.
like, this is me. This
Um,
was made for me. How come I'm not part of this call?
Right. Literally. And that's also
Right.
why, you know, I tagged you. But not just that, but like I just wanted you to participate. It wasn't so
Hmm.
much like, I know Jose is Mexican, or you're not Mexican, obviously.
It's okay.
But you know, that's just like my predetermined, you know, because I'm Mexican. I always think, I'm like, oh, you're Latino, are you Mexican?
You're allowed
But
to say
no,
that.
yeah, right. So yeah, no, I love that, and I'm just happy that it came in at the right time. And to touch on the parent thing, right, because we're both parents and artists, and yes, I completely agree. It's hard sometimes to prioritize your art when you have
Yes.
like your biggest beautiful priority in front of you, right? Like your child.
Hmm.
So I really relate to that, and I think that's also why school was so good, because you have assignments and you have to
Yeah.
finish the assignment by a certain date, right?
100%.
And what as opposed to like when you're out of school and you're like, oh, I have this idea, I want to make an artwork about, you know, about coffee, but you don't give yourself a deadline,
No, there's
right?
no accountability. And I'm personally not very self accountable. Like, I don't have that
Yeah.
discipline to just sit down and like make work. I need deadlines. I need that kind of structure.
Okay.
So I that's why this open call was super good. And I'm looking forward to doing more of them. Things that there's a lot of them too in the space. There's constantly open calls. Um, so I'm excited to kind of use those as leverage for creation. Um, yeah, I need it.
I think that's a good idea. I do that. I think I do that too, because it's just, yeah, like you said, there's tons. You can just grab on one, and not just like the deadline part, but then there's like the incentive that if it's good enough, right? Or if you get lucky, sometimes your art could be good enough and the curator simply doesn't have room for it, right? Okay, so I just want to make sure anyone listening doesn't think like if you don't get chosen, it's not because then it's good enough. Sometimes it just, there's limitations to curation. And I ran into that. There were artworks that did not get curated that I was like, oh, I wish I could, but there was a limit. There was a limit to, size. So, okay, next I want to talk about.
But even then, like, even if I didn't get picked, for example, I would still have an artwork that I made, and I would be super happy about that. Like, even if I didn't get curated into this, I was still going to mint this somewhere, but just having the incentive to create was what I needed.
Nice. Yeah, that incentive. And I did talk about that when we announced the artist. I said, anyone who created art for it, if you didn't get curated, I encourage you to mint it, because it is still an amazing artwork that you spent time on creating. So, yeah, that's a little tip for anyone who might make art for an open call. If it doesn't get selected, you should still try to make it available somewhere at some point. Okay, so let's talk about the artwork that you created. I'm gonna pull it up here in just a sec. Well, first I'm gonna share the process video. You shared a really cool process video on your Twitter. So I'm gonna pull that up so we can share that. And let's see. Can you see this okay?
Yes. So I'll do a play-by-play. This is my jeweler's bench. And so this is a fast forward of me doing it, making the piece, basically. So I sketched it out. Yeah, it's me in the saw. And yeah. So this is over a few hours, cut into a minute and a half.
So you basically, the saw goes in at a straight angle, and then you carefully are like.
So in the beginning, I drill like pilot holes, basically, with like a Dremel tool. I go, and then through the little holes is how you kind of weave the saw blade through, right? And then you lock it up, and then you cut it up, and then you do it again. It's very meticulous.
Yeah, it looks.
But meditative.
How long did it take?
This one took a few hours, maybe like 4 hours. I don't know. I didn't time myself. Maybe like 3 to 4 hours of work.
Was it all at once?
I think so. No, it was in one day. I did it throughout one day, but it was like throughout the day. So I took breaks and stuff.
Okay. Nice. All right. So now I'm gonna share the actual artwork here. So the title is "Do the Work, Hacer la tarea" in Spanish, which is like doing your homework.
Yes.
Do you want to read the description?
No, I forgot. Okay. I can't. It's so small and it's so tiny. I'll just talk about it, I guess.
Yeah, please. I mean, I can read it if you like.
Yeah, please. I can. No, I forgot what awesome thing I said.
Right.
I felt very inspired.
All right, here we go. So, do the work, hacer la tarea. This piece is a hand-cut metal work based on a photograph of my son doing his homework. It's a quiet, everyday moment, yet one that holds generations of meaning. Homework is universal, but for many immigrant families, hacer la tarea, do your homework, carries extra weight. It's more than a task. It's a value. It's the belief that education, discipline, and effort are the keys to a better life. I grew up hearing those words again and again, sometimes as instruction, sometimes as encouragement, always with love. Now, as a father, I find myself saying them to my son. But as I watch him, I'm reminded that the work isn't just his. There's still work I have to do, as a father, as an artist, and as a person still learning and growing. This piece reflects that cycle. It's about the values we inherit, the lessons we pass on, and how they come full circle to remind us of our shared responsibilities. In the spirit of Anima Mundi, soul of the world, this work speaks to connection between parent and child, between generations, and between past and future. It's a reminder that we all have work to do, both within ourselves and in the world around us. Perfect. Thank you to Creatress and One Love Art DAO for creating this open call and offering artists a space to share our stories and celebrate the soul that connects us all.
Perfect.
Love it. So that's
how I feel.
Beautifully said. So would you talk about a little bit about what it is that we're seeing, right? This is like
so I'll show
video
you
that you made, or
yeah, so this is the
obviously
piece,
you
right?
have a physical, right?
It's the metal. And then the trick with my work, but I'm still figuring out, it's a process, is how to show it, like how to make it, you know, how to photograph it, document it, video it, then make it into an NFT, make it engaging, right? Because if you just see like a random still of it doesn't mean much. It's a process of having it translate to what it is. What am I looking at exactly? And I still don't think I'm fully there, because every time people see my work, they think it's a render. They think it's like a 3D, like sculpt, you know, 3D something, AI even, whatever. They don't even know. And so getting across that this is like a physical, tangible thing is something I'm working at. So yeah, I have like I set up like a little photo box, a little light box, and then I was able to control the lighting to kind of, you know, do its thing.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I mean, I know that your work is a physical artwork, but I wondered how you got the light to do that.
I was all like manual. I have a little light, and I was just
so
like,
you just moved the light. So this is a video recording.
Yeah, it's a video recording, and I'm just kind of like, I feel like
no, I totally understand.
The documenting takes me longer than the artwork sometimes.
Yeah, I think this is a great solution. I thought maybe it could have been a render, honestly, as well.
Yeah.
Although I knew that you also had a physical, so I don't know. In my mind, this is why
you don't know if you don't know me and you don't know my process, you're not really sure what you're looking at. And it's funny because I haven't thought about that till now. We're running into that more and more now, especially with AI. Like we don't really know what we're looking at. You know, is this actually a painting? Is this actually XYZ artwork? How? And so yeah, that's a deeper conversation.
Right. Well, I think it'd be, you know, I think it'd be cool for future, or even with this one, if you were able to like get it to spin, to do a turntable, because I feel like that might suggest a bit more like this is a sculpture and it might be real, and people might still think it's a render. But
I've done that. If you see me on my object page, like there, some of my stuff spins. I got like a little motorized thing that like turns them around. But again, I'm feeling them out.
You have an actual spinner.
Yeah, I bought a motor like on Amazon, and it just see like that.
The Metal Monarch. Does that one spin?
No, the Robject.
Okay.
Yeah, so that spins.
So this is a recording of it spinning, literally.
Yeah. But that looks like a render too. You know what I mean?
It looks like it could be a render because it's smooth. It has a little move to it, but yeah, it looks pretty smooth. I'd say this looks a little rendery. Yeah, well, here you guys get a quick look at some of the other work, and so like this looks very much like a jewelry type.
Yeah, it does. A lot of it is, and again, it makes sense because the craft came from the jewelry studio, right?
How did you get it to look like this is just suspended in midair?
That's a fishing line. You could look real. I could see it here. It's a fishing line, very thin.
Oh, I see.
Thinnest. But using fishing lines is super annoying because you can't control. I basically had to spin it and then wait for it to slow down enough and be still enough to where I can capture. Yeah, man, it's hard.
Everything for the art.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think this looks amazing, and yeah, that I didn't realize. I feel like I might have seen your spinning things before, but I hadn't really looked. My apologies.
No, not at all. I also haven't minted a lot. You
have a lot of bread on there, though. You got a lot of bread.
The bread has become the artwork in a weird way. I started the interview saying that I wanted to make stuff, And so the bread was my way of making things, even when I couldn't, right? Because we have to eat. I got to make dinner. We got to eat something. So I got to make something. So, well, might as well make something beautiful or pretty and delicious. And so that was the art, and still is to a degree for many years. And now I'm coming back to the roots, the metal roots.
It's great art. It's great art. I'm sure your family really appreciates having fresh bread.
Yeah, they don't know how good they have it, really. But
they really, I doubt they do. I doubt they do. But I'm sure your son will look back on it one day when he's buying loaves of bread, or maybe he won't. Maybe he'll make his own loaves of bread. Actually,
spoiled. No,
I mean when he's big. I mean when he's older.
Scoff at store-bought bread. He's like,
that's what I mean. Yeah. That's what I mean. He's be like, my dad used to make that. Like, what do you
raising
mean
this
$8
small
for a loaf?
elitist child? Yep.
That's okay. They deserve the world.
They deserve everything.
Yeah. Well, so let's we're going into the last question of our interview. I would love to talk about children and how they inspire us as parents and all that. We could talk about that for a while, and I feel like that there's a discussion to be had there. Maybe one day we can do a little round table of artists.
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of them. There's
so much to say there, I feel like. Mm-hmm. So the last question is, what else are you working on? We obviously looked at some of your other artworks just now, but is there any other projects you're working on that we can support you on, or are there any events coming up, or anything that we can look out for?
Sure.
You have.
Thankfully, I have something. The reason I haven't done many interviews before is because I felt like I didn't really have anything to say. I didn't really have a project to promote. So I'm like, where am I going to come up here and talk about? Yes, I have a lot of history behind me of my life and everything, but things to look forward to. Now with this, with this open call and future things, I'm like, okay, good. I have something to spout off about. I was recently, I'm a gold pass holder for the Miami Art Week, One Love Art Thou. I don't even know what they're calling it. Exhibition. So
I think it's lead with love or follow your heart.
It's listen to your heart.
Listen to your heart.
Listen to your heart, which is super cool. I didn't know what the theme was going to be, but I'm very excited about that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. But along with that is you have to have a physical. And this physical, which is going to be at the Gates Hotel, there's size limitations. It can't be tiny, right? It can't be this little guy. It has to be, I think, 24 by 24. So it has to be big. Yeah, so I have to get back into my scaling. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet, but I might do my carvings. So not only do I do the metal work, but I also do wood cuts. So I'm going to take a hand. I just got these. Let me see if I show them for
the tools. I
got these tools. I got this new fresh set of Japanese carving tools. I had a set, but then they got very dull, and so I'm like, okay, I need fresh tools, fresh knives. Pro tip for people.
You're really working them.
People who have in your kitchen, make sure your knives are sharp. Go out of your way, sharpen your knives. They're safer. They cut better. So I really love tools. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll be working on that for the next month and hopefully come up with something nice. But that'll be good.
Amazing. Are you going to be there?
I will. Yeah. I got my flights. I'll be in Miami for a short period of time, but I'll be there. Okay. I'm excited. And again, we need these things. I need the deadline. I need the project to work on, because otherwise there's bread to make. You know what I mean? You
can always make bread.
That's school. There's field trips and homework and all this other stuff that we got to do. Mm-hmm. There's never not something to do.
Yeah, especially when you're a parent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So look out for that in Miami in December. But for now, go onto object.com, go to the Anima Mundi, check out all of the artworks. collect mine. I think there's 9 maybe left editions. That would be super cool. If you vibe with it, let me know.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you and congratulations. I think it's going to be really, really cool to have your artwork displayed there, a physical. Can't wait to see the print. It's going to be a woodcut print, right?
It's gonna be a wood. Here's a little
Wood.
secret sauce. It's gonna be a woodcut, but I'm thinking of displaying not just the print, but like the actual block, like the actual
Oh,
wood.
okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
for me that carries more of a sculptural kind of thing.
Okay. And then will you display a print at all, or?
The hope, again, if I go down this path, is I'll just like have prints to give. You know what I mean? That could be like a gift
Okay.
that I
And
give
so the
people.
artwork that you're selling will be the wood cut, the
Yeah,
wood
the
block,
actual block.
not the print. And so obviously you got to print.
I would do a
You
print
do.
run, right? I would have a print run
Ah,
from it.
that's amazing. I like that. I like that. All right. Well, best of
We'll
luck
see.
making
I know.
making the carving sculpture. I'm looking forward to seeing that, and yeah, hoping for a sellout on Hacer la tarea as well. Do the work, and yeah, just big congratulations. I'm happy that you're going to be out there representing, and yeah, just thank you for being part of Anima Mundi. Really appreciate you doing the work and submitting the art. So thank you so much. And with that,
And with that, thank you to you, and flowers for you for being such a wonderful host. And you've been giving a lot of your time to do these interviews, giving the space, and also as a curator. It's not easy. So thank you. Congrats to
my
you as
pleasure.
well.
My pleasure. Thank you very much. And again, thank you to One Loved Out. Thank you to Object and Webby for supporting this drop. Please do check out the collection. We have a few more artworks available. Would love to see an all-out sellout soon. So yes, share it with anyone that might enjoy it. And tune back in. I think tomorrow or in the next couple of days, we're going to have a couple more interviews from the artists selected for Anima Mundi. So keep an eye out, share them, comment, all the things. So with that, thank you for tuning in, and hope you guys have a wonderful day.